And these people who squander their money, dissipate their money, they waste their wealth for nothing which is actually needed, only to show off their richness to the people. They are the brothers of shaitan, shayateen. Why? What's the logical connection between the two? I told you this basic principle of the exegesis of Quran. Al-Quranu yufassiru ba'duhu ba'da. If we turn to ayah number 91 of Surah Al-Ma'idah, we find the divine wordings. إنما يريد الشيطان أن يوقع بينكم العداوة والبغضاء في الخمر والميسر. When you know for final abrogation and final prohibition of drinking liquor and gambling came, these words, they were revealed. Verily, the shaitan wants to produce between you enmity and hatred through these two things. When one is under the influence of liquor, he is out of his control. He quarrels and fights. And when you are gambling, it so happens that if you are losing, you may bear one loss, you may bear the second loss, but then, suddenly you are flared up. And in the gambling houses, shooting starts and, fighting starts. So these two things actually result in إنما يريد الشيطان ويوقع بينكم العداوة والبغضاء في الخمر والميسر. Shaitan intends to produce between you, O Muslims, the enmity and hatred with these two things, drinking of liquor and gambling. Same is the effect when one man, one Muslim, if he's a rich one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has blessed him with wealth, and he's spending to show off. What happens? Now the people who are less privileged, they have a sense of deprivation. Now that class consciousness starts. They are the haves, we have the have-nots. They are the rich, we are the poor. The society is torn asunder. There is enmity. There is that class consciousness. Class consciousness breeds class hatred. Class hatred will result in dissension and chaos in the society. So actually this is the effect. That is why the Prophet ﷺ said, if you bring some fruit for your children, you must send some to the neighboring house also, so that the children on that house also should eat that fruit. And if the quantity of fruit that you have purchased is very little, it's only sufficient for your own children, for your own family, then at least don't throw the peelings of those fruits outside the door of your house. Because the children from the neighborhood will see, well, in this house today mangoes came, and they took mangoes. They took such and such fruit. We couldn't have it. So that sense of deprivation develops. Either you share it with the others, or at least you hide it, so that that sense of deprivation doesn't come up, because that is actually a very negative feeling, and that can result in enmity, hatred. At least the bond of love, that will be weakened. If not hatred and enmity, the bond of love which should be there between the neighbors, they should be brotherly with each other, that bond of love will be weakened. So that is actually the relationship between tabzeer and the intentions of shaitan.